If you had invested $10,000 into 6 different stocks at their IPOs, as we went into and progressed through the digital revolution, your $60,000 would now be worth $63 million. And that's wonderful in hindsight. But the beautiful thing is it's about to happen again. Much as the digital revolution changed our world by introducing us to the internet, the artificial intelligence world is going to do the same thing. It's deja vu all over again. What I want to do is prove to you that you can do the same thing. If you can identify the 6 stocks that are going to change the way we live, much as the 6 stocks that already have changed the way we live, if you can identify them and invest in them, you too can become a multimillionaire. These are the 6 stocks that have brought you the internet as we know it today. They are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, and Facebook, now known as Meta. And what I have done is shown you the historical performance of these 6 stocks and assumed that on their IPO, you and I invested $10,000 in each one and then never put another penny behind it. But when Microsoft IPO'd, we did the same, put $10,000 in, as is Amazon, as is Nvidia, as is Google, as is Meta. And then that $60,000 moved with the market. And as you can see, looking at Apple as an example, it was not always up. There were down years. There were 3 years of consecutive down years. But yet, over the past 30 years, we have seen a return averaging 30%. Again, that's just leaving our initial $10,000 investment in. That $10,000 turned into $19.5 million. The $10,000 in Microsoft turned into $36 million. The $10,000 in Amazon turned into $5.3 million. The Nvidia turned into $6.2. The Google turned into $136,000. And the Facebook turned into $163,000, giving us a total on our $60,000 investment of $68.125 million, or an average return over the investment period of 43% compounded interest. That's how it happened, and it's about to happen again. All we have to do is duplicate this chart. My Bus 12 and Bus 13 portfolios are made up of 32 stocks that I think are going to be the most instrumental in the change that is occurring as a result of artificial intelligence and eventually machine learning. There has to be an upgrade of the internet. That is, the computing power that is going to be required in order to deliver you artificial intelligence as you are going to demand it is going to require that the internet, in particular the data centers, be upgraded. So there is a hardware element of the artificial intelligence revolution and a software. The hardware is already underway, and it's been being driven by companies like SMCI, INTC, SYM, and a few others. Then the software is going to be delivered by the companies such as Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, hardware, Nvidia, Google software. Then at that point, what I've done is taken those 32 stocks and brought them down to 16. The 16 best performers and best sure things that I think are there. And what I've done is said, okay, this whole element, we became aware of it about a year ago, but these people knew about it going back to 2020, and parts of the market knew about it back to 2020. So I've given you their annual returns from 2023 through year-to-date 2023. And as you can see, they are substantial, in some cases very substantial. This is Super Macro Computer Systems, and as you can see, they have averaged since 2020 109%. Then you have Tesla, of course, who I think, again, is part of this artificial intelligence revolution, because they are building one of the biggest robots, as is SYM, Symbotics. So they are in there. Overall, these companies have had an average rate of return of 51.26% since 2020. So this is the combination, the hybrid of my Bus 12 and Bus 13 13 portfolios. And this is what I want to direct you to. And part of how we're going to track this is through our cheat sheets. Let me show you my cheat sheets. Okay, this is what I call my cheat sheet. This is a part of our website, as is all the other charts that I have shown you. But anyway, what I'm doing here is keeping track on a daily basis of all the stocks in my BUS 12 and BUS 13 portfolio. And I keep track of them on a number of metrics. Number one, their debt situation, and this is their fiscal stability. If they have too big a debt and we are having increased prices in debt, that's going to affect their bottom line, and thus it's going to affect their quarterly reports on their income basis. So I have analyzed their debt and then given you a rating of their debt in whether it's good, bad, or neutral. I then examine their tech analysis, and again, I give them a rating. Then I tell you whether I'm in the stock or out of it at this particular time. This is my target price. My target price is based on its current price, and since this is a Google Sheets, that current price is updated every 20 minutes to give me then some analysis as to where I think my buy-in opportunity is. Much as you would maybe say, yeah, I like Kerry's analysis, I like his the top 16 stocks, but I don't own them now. Where should I buy into them? Well, I basically predict a target price based on technical analysis, as well as where they are relative to the 200-day moving average. This is their 200-day moving average, and again, this changes on an every 20-minute basis based on current price and current price movement. Then I show you how far off they are from their 200-day moving average. In other words, Apple is roughly 7% above their 200-day moving average, where ACLS is roughly 25% below their 200-day moving average. This gives me an indication to, is it oversold, or in other cases, is it overbought? Here we have Meta, that is 27% above their moving day average, and Modine 40%. Are they overbought? Or at this point, that's again something that we look at. Then what I look at is their earnings projections and their revenues projections. These are projections that I've taken off of their earnings calls, and then I highlight them to show you those who have some real strong earnings in front of them. As you might see, AEHR is roughly 27% below its 200-day moving average, but they're anticipating that their earnings in 24 will go up 77%. 25 up 43%. Their revenues up 58 and 55 respectively. So this gives me some indication that I need to look at these stocks and find a buy-in opportunity. What I then also do is calculate what percentage of my this portfolio is above or below the 200-day moving average. And what you see here is that 24% of them, of the 32 stocks, are below their 200-day moving average, whereas the Dow, and this is my barometer, 60% are below the 200-day moving average, and the S&P 500, 63%. So this gives me a day-to-day ability to monitor the stocks that I want to own, to find the buy-in prices that I want to buy them at, and then to manage my risk within my portfolio. I am of the belief these are the major players, but some of them I don't want to be in right now because they have heavy debt. And so we have to see interest rates come down before I want to buy into them. Others I see, such as Microsoft, is beating all that game. But I also recognize Microsoft has a very high relative strength right now and is potentially overbought. So again, I'm looking for that buy-in price. This is what Best of Us Investors offers you. So that's how investing $10,000 into 6 different stocks over the last 30 years turned into $68,125,100. And that's how I believe it's about to happen again. And what I want to do is for myself to participate in it, and I want you to as well. And how you can do that is to come to our website, and on our website you'll go to this page, you page down, and you join our Platinum group. In other words, you get on the bus so that you can share in this information as it evolves, so you and I can take our investments, put them in those stocks that are going to turn $60,000 into more than $68,125,100 this time, because the artificial intelligence revolution is bigger than the digital revolution. This is something that is going to change your life, going to change my life, going to change the world. We merely need to identify the companies that are going to make it happen. I think I've got it down to the top 16. Come join me and let's go on this journey together to new wealth, to family wealth, to participating in the best investment opportunity of our lifetime.